Today we're looking at a cow that's in the crush with a seriously bad front left foot, and I'm going to trim it in a way that you guys can exactly replicate on your farms at home, unless of course you live in Arizona, Phoenix, and yeah, as long as you've got cows, you'll be able to trim your cows exactly the way we do in this video. This is the Hoof GP. So I said in the intro that I would trim this cow in exactly a way that you guys could as well. And don't worry, this isn't a big long advert or anything like that, and we will get to the foot really quickly. If you guys had one of these, everything I use in this video is in this. So it would be super easy for you to trim this cow's foot. But better than that, I've got a huge announcement right at the end of this video, so stick around all the way through to the end because you won't want to miss this announcement. It's definitely bigger than anything I've ever announced on this channel before. So this is the starter kit. It comes from BoviBond, who obviously sponsor the channel. It's full of the knives that I'm going to use in this video. There and there, left and right. Glue, glue gun, blocks, any type of blocks you need, and bandages. Now the point of this is, I started this channel to help people look after the cows better, and sometimes we get away from that. I want to show you exactly how simple it is to look after your animals, your cows, your sheep, goats, anything that's got cloven feet, to be honest, and you can do it using this kit. It's so simple. This kit is, you get it for free if you do the online course. You can go and buy it at BoviBond.com, or you can just go to any agricultural suppliers and buy everything that's in this kit individually. Like I said, you don't have to buy my online course to get it for free. You can just go out and buy the items in this box, and it will only cost you a couple of £100, and then that'll be you completely set, and you'll be able to do everything that I do in this video. Apart from obviously the cow in this video is going to be in the crush. Now that is something I'm going to try and help you guys with, or at least one of you. Anyway, right, let's get on to this cow's foot because she is in serious pain and we need to do something about it in a way that you guys could at home. As we can all see straight away, there's a huge gouge out of this cow's foot. This is her front left foot, and the corium is already exposed. We need to take the weight away from this affected digit, put it onto the good one, and start the healing process. And we're going to do that by using the knife alone. A lot of you guys are looking at this hoof thinking if only he just washed it, we'd be able to see more clearly and he'd do a better job. But logistically speaking, sometimes it's just not possible. Believe you me, if I could magically wave a wand and have every hoof clean, I definitely would. Right now, all I care about is trimming the hoof that's in front of me and doing the best job possible. Aside from the fancy crush the cow's in right now, everything I'm using is fairly rudimental. I don't have a grinder or a fancy disc or anything like that, and we can still do a fantastically good job of caring for this cow, which means you at home can do the same. Yes, you don't have a crush, but hopefully I can do something about that. In the past, I've trimmed cows' feet when they've been lying down, or I've held them between my leg, or even tied them up to a gate. It may sound rudimental and crude, but if it gets the job done and makes the cow more comfortable, then I'm all for it. Trimming a cow's hoof without the use of a grinder never looks as neat and tidy and pretty, but it is just as functional. And when you look at the end of this trim, believe you me,
it will still look neat and tidy. It's just that we need to put far more force through the cow's foot itself to remove the hoof horn, which is why it's moving around with every swipe of the knife. If you listen to the swipes of the knife as well, it's a telltale sign of just how hard that outer wall horn is on this particular cow. If we flash between now and back to the start, we can already see a massive difference in this cow's hoof. But once we get to the end, it'll look even better.
There we go, a simple kit, a lot of knowledge, and a little bit of effort, and this cow is going to be a whole lot more comfortable. This was the Hoof GP. To find out more about what we've been talking in this video, click the link at the top of the description. How good is that? See, a couple of knives, bandages, glue gun, blocks, and away you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and that cow is going to be much more comfortable. Like I said, all you need is what is in the starter pack from BoviBond, or that you get free when you order the online course. Links at the top of the description below. But here is the important part. Here is the announcement. A couple of years ago, how did I go about this? So I haven't always been in the position I'm in, obviously. YouTube has been phenomenally good to me, but more importantly than that, the herd, you guys, the subscribers, the people who have subscribed to this channel and have been for a long time, have completely transformed my life. Like, they really, really have. I've always loved my life, I've always enjoyed it, but I have been in more dire straits than I am right now. Obviously, YouTube creates revenue. We're doing well from sponsorships and things like that, and you guys completely invested in me about 3 years ago by helping me to buy the Appleton Steel Crush. Now, what happened was, I got a lot of flack for this actually over the years, and so it's been quite a difficult time, quite a difficult subject for me. What happened was, people kept... No, right, stop again, reset. So what happened was, up until a few years ago, I was really struggling, like financially. I worked every hour that God sent. I trimmed a lot of cows. I've always worked, ever since I was 13 years old, I've had a full-time job. But for some reasons that I don't want to go into, and none that were my own fault, I had to spend a lot of money on something, and that made me skint. I was poor, I had no money, so I couldn't afford a good crush. I built my own, I borrowed from my mum and all sorts of things throughout the years, and people were good to me and they helped me and they let me pay things in installments and that, but I never had a new crush. Now, you guys right across the world kept asking me to basically start a GoFundMe page. I hated the idea of it, really hated it. Didn't want to do it, but people kept asking. I started to actually annoy people by not starting a GoFundMe page, and then somebody phoned me and said, look, Graham, you're going to have to, you're actually upsetting people by not doing it. So long story short, we started a GoFundMe page to buy my initial crush, which was the Appleton Steel. The Appleton Steel cost around $60,000. Now, the GoFundMe got to $17,000, and it was going really, really strong, but embarrassment really set in, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I stopped the GoFundMe page and managed to scrape enough money together to put to that $17,000 or £14,000 to then buy the Appleton Steel and import it and pay the import duties and all that kind of thing. So the crush itself costs around $60,000. Now, to the whole point of all of this, you guys helped change my life, so I want to help change somebody else's life. I'm going to give the Appleton Steel away to somebody. I don't know who, and I don't know how, and that's partly why this video is in this video, if that makes sense, so this chat is in the video. I need to figure out how we can give this Appleton Steel Crush to somebody who needs it, who it would help, who is going to use it. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're in America or Australia or wherever, we'll pay for it to be shipped out there. We'll pay all the importation taxes. If it's in England, that's fine too. Scotland, obviously, fine. But no matter where you are in the world. But I need your guys' help, your suggestions. How do we go about finding the right person to give this crush to? Do we just do a lottery? Do we just do a comment thing? Do we do a competition? Somebody has to guess something? Do we do an apprenticeship type thing? Which that would probably be too complicated. Or everybody who's bought an online course, do we pick somebody from that and then put them into a hat so that we know that person's really interested in learning? What is the best idea? Come up with some ideas, comment below, and we'll together come up with an idea of how we can determine who should get this Appleton crush. I could sell it. In fact, I kind of almost did sell it for about £40,000, £45,000, but I decided against it. That I would prefer to give somebody an amazing start out in their career or a helping hand up in their career by gifting them this crush. Now, it won't just be, there you go, goodbye, see you again sometime soon, get on with it. We'll do a proper handover, so whoever wins the crush or gets the crush or whatever will come and work with us for a couple of days so that they can use it perfectly and safely and they know all the nuances of this actual crush, and hopefully we can teach them something as well. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. Let me know in the comments how we can go about giving away this crush to the right person and hopefully transform their lives like this crush transformed mine, because it really, really did. And I can't begin to tell you how grateful I am to everybody involved in this YouTube channel. Not just the GoFundMe thing, like that was phenomenal. It was embarrassing, but phenomenal. And I'm glad I did it actually, because if I hadn't, I would be nowhere near where I am right now. So I'd like to do that for somebody else, if I can.